So Ronnie out, huh? No, imagine. It's always like you see podcasts like, I don't know, pick any of them, for example.
Yeah.
And there's always that beginning, like Impulsive, for example. They have like the clickbaity clip in the beginning.
Yeah.
Always. So I wanted to be like, yeah, so I think it's time we start thinking about Ronnie out as our start.
After the first game.
But
we lost.
I mean, not to go back to the Paul brothers, but if it wasn't for Jake Paul doing what he did, we would have been on stilts for days.
Yeah, we really would have been upset.
It would have been down bad.
Jake Paul really brought the vibe back to this household.
He restored it, which you never think that would happen.
No, not after what we watched.
Yeah. So I mean, get straight into it. I mean, I will say it is game one. Like I'll give that warning. It's like it's game one. We can't really. Sean Johnson, you got to do better, buddy. You just got to do better.
Yeah.
It was a concern. It was a concern of ours when we basically saw him being the captain. We're like, so what happens?
Yeah.
I think we might have even said it on the podcast. Like, what happens if he gets one ripped on him and like his confidence is shredded?
Yeah, I think we actually said exactly
Is the point to be like, okay, he's leading with so much confidence that like it inspires others. Like, hey, he just got one ripped on him, and he's still fighting and barking out calls. Like, is that the
kind of
motivation?
works that way?
It can. I'd hope so, but I don't know. I didn't really see that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little more gray than that. Like, especially with the first goal. I'm not saying he like 100% could have saved it, because that's a worldie that was scored on us.
It was a bank
25 yards out. But I'm also not saying that goal was unsavable.
Yeah.
But that one wasn't most of the one that I really took issue with. The second goal that DC scored against us, I just don't think there's any world where that really should have went in. You watch the highlight back and you see Collins get megged for it to go into the goal.
Yep.
Sean is just in the moment, I think I said it out loud to you guys when we were watching the game. It's like I hope that the reason why that ended up in the back of the net was because Sean positioned himself thinking that Collins or Sands, both men that were within potentially striking distance of that ball.
Yep.
And he assumed his defense had it covered, or he didn't see it.
Right. But the problem with that is that since the ball was kicked, we saw that player so wide open the entire time that we just knew. We knew that they weren't really, not that they weren't creating chances, because they were.
Yeah.
But they weren't creating like super dangerous chances. So we're like, that whole time that the ball was in the air, we were thinking that he's going to hit it.
Yeah.
Like, obviously he's going to hit it.
And that's something that you can't really knock Sean on, that the dude was just completely unmarked.
Unmarked.
Just right in the box. Nobody was even looking at him until he had already shot the ball. So it's not all Sean's fault. Let's be honest.
And we have to go. And yes, I joked in the beginning about Ronnie out. I'm not Ronnie out.
Yeah, no,
obviously
not anymore.
But it is questionable to bring on subs at the 70th minute. Like, that seems, especially when after 15 minutes we were nothing.
Yeah.
Like, we had nothing in us after 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. Not stamina wise, like genuine skill. Like, we played horribly.
Yeah.
And
no lie, coming out of the gate, we looked great.
Yeah.
Like,
the beginning was great.
Yeah. You see, I think it was in the first minute, Goody played like a really good ball, like right up the midfield to Taty, and then Taty ripped like a real long shot and missed the crossbar by, it was a driven shot on the ground, but missed it by inches. And it's like, we look good.
Yeah. And then after that moment, he never marked a person again. Mm-hmm. We literally were like, yeah. We were thinking, does anybody see this guy running down the right wing?
Yeah.
It's every single time they have the ball.
It felt like last season where it's like, where has anybody on the left side of the field gone?
Ben, where are they?
Yeah.
Because it makes no sense.
Yeah, and then Medina's up top at left, right? At least in the lineup.
I think they were switching back.
Yeah, they were definitely being crazy, but nobody was, with the way that Goody plays. We talked about probably all last week in every episode we recorded that Goody is not very defensive minded. He's much a better attacker than he's a defender, which is crazy as a left back. But knowing that, even somebody's got to be tracking back. and nobody was at all.
Yeah.
Like the whole game.
I forgot who said it. Apologies for not remembering. It was either Michael Allen or Tactics. Basically, what he was saying is like, we looked better with Sands at center back because he doesn't do much in the midfield. Like, we need Alfredo in the midfield to really like move the game. Sands doesn't really do that. And so to me, the obvious lineup is Malt, Sands, Collins, Tinnerholm with Alfredo at DM.
I think so
And
too.
anyone else, I don't care.
Yeah, once Alfredo came in, he looked really good.
The team changed. Like, the team literally looked brand new with Malt and Alfredo on.
Looked like perfect.
Like brand new.
Yeah.
And Yasin, I mean, he got on the ball. He was making runs. Like, he was trying.
Yeah.
Not exactly like the game changer that we maybe thought.
I think if you were to change the lineup, like Malt and Alfredo coming in and then Sands dropping to center back is unnegotiable.
Yeah.
Jocelyn, I'm cool, like figuring out more about him.
Giving him playtime,
but that
whatever.
team looked so much better once we put
levels
Malt in.
better.
Yeah. It was
levels.
just...
And that should have happened 50th, 60th minute, like latest 60th minute.
Well, we know Ronnie with his subs. And
yeah, it's insane.
It is a little crazy. But at least, you know, if we were to look at this in like a positive light at all, is we're now, like, say we scraped out a tie somehow, because we did have one or two like decent chances at the end, but nothing. I mean, we shouldn't have expected a goal.
Right.
But if we did scrape out a tie, or say we won 1-0, but we looked like we did from that 15th or 30th minute on, Ronnie would have had an excuse to not make a single change.
Right, exactly.
And going into the future, even if we lost against Cincy, he said, you know, Cincy was bad, but we got it done with this lineup in the first game, so let's keep it. I think Ronnie has a good excuse without potentially like hurting players' feelings or hurting, you know, fans of specific players' feelings, to change the lineup up, because he was blessed with an L in this case, to not have it fall on him making the decision.
Right. And I felt for majority of the game we were just watching Maxi played so well to me. And it was like, yes, he had these moments where maybe the ball wasn't in the correct spot, or like he was thinking more, I need to get this ball into space because there's not room to just pass it on the floor right now, because that press was insane.
Yeah.
That press was so good by DC, and we said it in the preseason, like if somebody watches that game of how to press us, like we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because Hartford Athletic was able to do it.
Yep.
Now imagine professionals doing it, and that's exactly what we saw.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, all we have to do is press it.
Promising, bro.
I know.
We were handling like such an extreme press for the first like 20 minutes.
Exactly.
And it's like, okay, this is, and scoring
I don't know
during
how they maintained that press for that long.
It's something about that coach, because I think
was insane.
he came out at the end of the preseason and he was like, the only thing that I like care about first and foremost is fitness.
Yeah.
He's like, we will outwork you. We will out like stamina you,
Which
I guess, if you say that. And they did.
They did that.
Yeah. So I don't know if he just has these dudes running like laps. That's practice, is running laps.
I don't
The
know.
whole
He's cracked the code
of stamina, I guess.
of stamina. But at the end of the day, like I was saying, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But it gives another blueprint on how to beat us, which is clearly you press us, you don't allow us space. We can't play our game at that point.
And put our defense in tough situations. I guess we're just giving everybody the code.
I know, but
to
it's
beat us, right?
so clear to see. Like
Yeah.
if you watch the game, it's so clear to see. Like we didn't handle the press well. We didn't have the players to handle the press well.
Yeah.
Like James Sands is a guy who relieves pressure like defensively, but he's not like a tiki-taka pass his way out of a problem guy.
I was gonna say, like, a lot of the stuff that we see on Twitter where it's like, you know,
Twitter world.
Sands is this amazing center back, and nobody get mad. Let me finish my sentence. So, like, Sands is this amazing player, and Chanot is one of the best defenders in the league, and Matarrita was an amazing left back for us. All of this is true, right? And the thing with our defense is our defense is the best part of our team by far for 99% of the game.
Yeah.
But when we get in like one tricky situation where somebody just does something dumb and then doesn't block the ball that goes through your legs, like we somehow end up in each game in one or two little situations which are so random and it ends up scoring a goal. But then for the other 89 minutes, we play like savages, so all of our stats look amazing.
Yeah.
So then everybody's like, New York City has such a great defense. The attack must be the only problem. Look at the stats. It's like, if you watch every minute of every game, it just comes down to crucial moments where somebody just gets lazy or communication's wrong and a goal goes in and we lose.
But, and it's not to bash the player, and I know we've done it a lot here, and so that's why I'm like, I feel bad. But the two most consistent players, and not in terms of performance, in terms of being named, Chanot and Callens. Mm-hmm. That's the only two that are consistent in that back line.
Yeah.
It's consistently there. You can count on if we have a game, they're going to be there.
Yeah. I mean, as a whole,
that has to change.
Yeah, the defense kind of blew it as a whole. I feel kind of bad that Collins got yanked because
it should have been Chanot.
Yeah, he was probably already blaming himself for the goal because he saw it go through his legs, and you see him throw up his arms after they scored. Upset obviously, and then to take him out just kind of reinforces like it's low key your fault, dude. So that kind of sucks, but
it wasn't even fully his fault.
Yeah, Sands was right there.
But it's also like, that marking that man was most likely on somebody, maybe Medina, maybe Shradi, whoever it was.
Yeah, because he came from the midfield, right?
I guarantee
into the box.
What happened was probably Taty's man or some attacker's man, and he was thinking, okay, well he's like not gonna get on that ball. Yeah. If he does, we're gonna press it quick enough where it's not a problem. So let me cheat up a little bit.
Yep.
And be there for the counter. I'd have to watch back. I guarantee that's what happened.
And then Collins became the
scapegoat,
the
basically.
blame. Yeah, the blame. So
I
don't know. I just think like we both said, like you just said, we don't want to like bash specific players, but it really comes down to us having such a good defense, but then like we have one moment of like stupidity and we lose games because of it. And that happened a lot of times last season.
We're probably going to see some changes.
Like the Acevedo handball. Like, we're playing great. We have good defense. Acevedo gets a handball, and now we're losing the game.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just, and then things just start rolling. Like, we got to attack this at the start.
But in like, to be completely honest, we're going to see probably 3 changes to the lineup for next week.
I think we're even going to see 3?
I think we are.
I'd be on Ronnie's side for the rest of the season if he did that.
If you're not going to move Sands to center back, then you have to move Alfredo in for Keaton because he can't move the ball good enough. Like, he was playing pretty decent.
Keaton.
Yeah. Like, Keaton was playing pretty well.
We don't like Keaton. Keaton played well.
Right. But he still can't move the ball the way he should, and it was way too much pressure on Maxi. Like, it was the same thing. I forgot what game it was even. I've blocked it out of my memory for my own mental health. But basically, you take Maxi out, you press the rest, and it's done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We just got to tighten up across the field, really.
Tighten up.
Straight up. That's it.
Yeah.
If everybody tightens up a little bit, the whole team will tighten up a lot.
I'm still optimistic, though. Like, from what I saw in that 15 and, like, the fight, and, like, I've seen us fall apart before. Mm-hmm. Like, where they're arguing with each other and stuff. Like, I've seen that happen before. Yeah. That wasn't that.
Yeah, I think one thing that, fans could have potentially worried about going into the game is like we might have lost the fight, and like a lot of people even put that on Ring's shoulders, but it's still there, and that's what's good to see.
Yeah, and like we were fighting, like Taty's got the fight in him.
Yeah, you saw Jossin get fouled, and Taty ran over. He was about to fight for him.
Don't mess with my kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's not really much more you can say. We're excited for obviously Saturday.
Yeah, I don't think we've leaked it yet, but we're going to we said we were going to the game.
Yeah, we're gonna be there.
We got we're working with the club again to go to the game as like press passes, so that's like extremely exciting.
So excited. Well, it's mainly exciting because it's been a tradition, obviously, within between us and the friend group and everything.
Yep, to go to every home opener.
Every home opener that's ever happened.
Got killed last year, like everybody.
Exactly. Still haven't heard about the tickets from that.
That we bought, yeah.
But anyways, I'm sure they'll. Maybe
just put it. Hey, I'll tell you what. I don't want the money back. Put it towards a DP.
Put it towards a DP.
It was like $30.
That's good.
But put it towards the DP, right?
No, it was like. It was up.
I'll pay it forward for like Messi or something. Aguero.
But yeah, so we're breaking the tradition, obviously, to go technically as media. Yep. Probably the media with the least clout there, but we are media.
Yeah. Well, I hope we get to meet. Like, I hope like somebody like Michael Allen is there, or maybe some of the guys from the outfield.
I'm gonna pop out and get some $20 chicken strips.
Yep, the buckets.
So.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll like he said, we'll be around the stadium too. We'll be in the team shop for sure, because every time we go there, we spend money. Like,
we're technically not allowed to have a beer though.
True.
That's a rule.
Yeah.
Can't have any $20 beers.
After the game, if they're playing at that turf field.
Yes. So after the game, man, masks and stuff. We'll play with masks. Yeah. So we always have the tradition right across the street. There's the parking garage. I forget the name.
I don't know.
I forget the name. But there's a turf field on the top. We always kick around up there. Anyone who wants to come kick around.
Yeah. Usually there's like actual.
Even if you don't go to the game,
yeah.
come to kick around.
I was gonna say there's like actual like pickup games.
Yeah.
Like, we've played pickup games with complete strangers.
Also,
some didn't speak English.
If
like,
there's 20 people, you're dealing with 15 languages.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Which is like everyone understands what's going on. So
yeah.
We're excited to get back.
Yeah, hopefully if anybody that listens to this, maybe we'll see you there, hopefully. Yeah.
Anyways, I guess I'll sign it off.
Yeah.
All right, this was us reacting to DC.
Yep.
You guys can catch us on all social platforms. I still can't believe I keep forgetting how to do
like
this.
The fourth one.
Post 90 pod on all platforms. You guys can reach out there. Again, we're gonna be live tweeting the next game on Twitter, so go ahead and follow us there.
Yeah.
But we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Peace.